you really need to address everything that happened in the past in those karmic relationships. Because if you don't properly close your karmic relationships, and again, I talk about this a lot on this channel, I mainly talk about soul ties, right? So I have a whole separate playlist on YouTube as well about karmic relationships and how to close them, how it really works. But if you haven't fully closed your karmic relationships, which means you haven't healed your heart, you haven't forgiven to what was done to yourself and to your past partners, you're not ready to truly open your heart. So you will never be able to really attract a true soulmate. You will attract another karmic, right? You cannot start seeking for true love from a place of pain and from a place of belief that I have distrust in love, I have distrust in other people, I still have broken heart. I constantly putting blame on your partners without fully acknowledging. And there's a lot of exercises in my attunement that I mentioned to you guys around that, to really take every past relationship and what could I have done better? There's always something that we could have done better. Any partner, however evil they might have been, you attracted them and you accepted them. So there's something within you that needs and that course correction, right? So that's what I'm hearing with the heart chakra. And we also have that throat chakra. Remember, this is number 21. It is really about self-expression, but I want to read this for you because I'm hearing that it links to those boundaries that we mentioned, that you don't truly really know who you are, right? So how can you express your truth if you don't really know fully your truth? Throat chakra, also called sound chakra, deals with truth, both our own internal truth, our ability to detect what is truth and what is a deception. So that's something that may be out of balance. And remember that card, we mentioned all that seduction and all that, flirtation, that you need that validation, that you feel like great in this energy. It may be that you don't really recognize true deception because your own truth is not strongly anchored within your spirit confirmation. It defines our relationship with our internal system of values and expression of our own truth. It's blocked by lies and deceptions, those that we are fed with and those that we tell ourselves. Falling for those deceptions can result in detachment from our own truth, which pushes us to use excuses, lies, manipulations, engage in small talk, gossip. When throat chakra is balanced, you speak from your heart, always in alignment with your internal truth and courage, confidence, and clarity. And they should be very much connected. To have a clear throat, you have to be speaking directly from your heart, but your heart has to be balanced because you right now engage in relationships and blocking confirmation that are codependent. You find yourself in a partner that perhaps it's a trait of yours, it's a pattern that you don't want to lose. So you lose yourself in this relationship. This is why we've mentioned it's so important to really know your boundaries, to really know this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I want to do in life. And I will do it. That's the key. This is the energy where we truly find our soulmate. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is my mission in life. That's what I like to do on an everyday basis. And I'm going to do it. On my own or with somebody, I don't care. If it's on my own, I'm going to do it on my own. I'm not holding my life until I find relationship. And if someone comes along, if they fit into my life and I fit into theirs, we're going to walk beside each other and it's going to be beautiful. Obviously, there's always has to be, a little change, a little compromise, a little adjustment. Naturally, as we, live our life on our own, it's different than live a life with a partner. But it shouldn't be adjustment of your core values and of things that make you you. Do you know what I mean? We should, with that partner, we should discover a whole new world. We should be able to expand even farther, not to limit ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So let's see, let's confirm what's coming in this eclipse season. For this Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, that's on top of that shadow work. The Devil. The Devil. I feel them, and we have justice. I feel they may. We have Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm a little bit worried about this energy. It is at the bottom, so I feel like it may not come through. This is really deep sadness. This is the D word that I don't think you can use on social media, but this is a very really deep sadness. Really deep sadness. But what I'm hearing is that I feel like they may test you with those boundaries, right? So your spirit guides, we really want to show you in this eclipse season that you don't have boundaries, that you don't have healthy boundaries, that you have issues with saying no to people, to things that you're not comfortable, right? It's that lack of that self-truth. It's a shadow of yours. And I feel like this collective, you would think, right? You would think that you are not new to self-work, right? So maybe you would think to yourself, but I do journaling. Maybe you did a couple of self-help books. Maybe you went to therapy a few times. You have self-reflection. Maybe you compare yourself to your other friends and people around you, and you feel, I have so much more self-awareness. I have so much more reflection. So how come it's not enough? But I feel like they're really wanting you to master this. It's like they really wanting you to really dedicate yourself to that shadow work. Because that's why I always say to you guys, you cannot compare yourself with other people. We all have individual journeys. Perhaps to them it's irrelevant, because perhaps most of your friends will meant to be with karmic partners without them knowing. They won't even care about things like soulmates and soul connections and love and so on and so forth. Maybe some of your friends, they were on a journey. Sometimes people in a specific lifetime, they meet their soulmates at early age, and they have happy relationships because their life lessons are not linked in that specific life to love and romantical relationships. They're going to have different struggles, so they chose to have that soulmates beside them. Do you know what I mean? You never know. You never have a full visual in that spectrum of lifetime after lifetime that someone lived, so we should never compare. So for your friends, what you're doing, the level of self-awareness may be like a lot, but what you want from life, that true soulmate, that true alignment, you have to dedicate yourself more. I am hearing a little bit of childhood trauma with that Page of Cups, and it landed on that throat chakra. So maybe the reason you don't fully know yourself, the reason you don't know your truth, the reason you don't have the courage to express yourself, to express your truth, your authentic self and who you are, maybe it's rooted in childhood. Maybe you didn't have the space, I'm hearing, to be your authentic self, truly. And I'm hearing as well with that justice and with that karma, we have Libra and Capricorn, just a side note. I'm hearing that maybe the biggest lesson of this lifetime that you have to really conquer and learn is that there is so much beyond romantical love. There's so much beyond. We are so much more than just partnered to someone. And it is only for a journey of prolonged solitude and shadow work that we can discover that. Page of Pentacles. I do feel like in this eclipse season, so I am hearing around that 7. Around that 7, maybe between 7 and 21. Watch that video about eclipse, because between 7 and 21 it's a window of opportunity that whatever we do, it's going to sort of be energetically received like 10 times fold, because we're being aligned to our north nodes. But I'm hearing like it in this window between 7 and 21st. It's like the universe will offer you something. It's small offering, so you may not notice it, but something that will give you an opportunity to make little changes in life. So really be, and I'm hearing it may be linked to your purpose. So maybe someone will invite you to do something fun, or you will see like a flyer to do something that will, just do it. Just go for it. Go for it. I feel this collective, you need a change of your routine and change of your something in your daily life. And I'm hearing karmic friends as well, so really examine that. I know it's difficult, right? And it's whenever we talk about these things, and whenever I talk about decluttering and decluttering friends, sometimes we have friends that we really love, that we really resonate with, that we know from childhood, but a moment comes when we really grow apart from each other, right? And I feel like this collective, for some of you, you may have friends who don't really have healthy approach to love. So either you're going to have friends who are single and constantly want to date, right? Remember that friend that I've mentioned that gave you that fantastic advice that you should date several people in the same time, which is a horrible advice, by the way. Or maybe friends that already are in relationships and they're like, oh, we have to find you someone because it's the best, right? Those women that already are mothers and they have husbands and they live that like family life, and like, oh, we have to like set up every single friend, like, life without relationship, it's the end of the world. So I'm not, if it's really the case that your friends have that mindset, I'm not liking this for you, because this collective, you're meant for more. You're not just meant to exist and have a mediocre life with a mediocre partner and a family, and no, you've done this too many times. You hit that lifetime that you have potential to really achieve more, to really do more. So really examine the relationships around you. We don't even realize how much influence people around us have on us. And I see this so much, in my friends, in people that I, spend time with, how their partners, their friends influence them. So if we choose people who are open-minded, who are courageous, who are, very ambitious when it comes to personal growth, right? We pull each other up mutually. But if you choose, especially for a partner or one of your best friends, someone who doesn't have those aspirations in life, who isn't that healed, you don't even realize how much you pick up on their BS, on their traits, on their patterns. We have Ace of Wands. Do you know how I always say that a transformative moment on a shadow work, and we have Ace of Swords as well, and the Sun. We have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. I feel like if you really play it right for this eclipse, you'll really be able to get out of this in the month of November, approaching November, as a whole different person, because there is an offering from the universe. There is this energy of new mindset, of new beginnings, right? I feel like you really, what I wanted to say, do you remember how I always say to you, if you watch me, that the change moment on a journey of shadow work is when we start to get excited. So when we exit the denial, no, I don't need to address this, I'm okay with this, I'm good, I'm fine. But we start to get excited. Talk to me, you come to your shadow work and talk to me about, give me more of the shadows to heal. Tell me more about the core wounds of all human beings, right? And because we all have them to a certain extent, the mother wound, the father wound, the sister wound, the abandonment trauma, the rejection trauma, we all carry that within, all of us. It's just a different spectrum, right? Different level. I feel you need to get a little bit more excited about your growth, about your healing. So switch from that, longing towards relationship to really, I want to do this. I'm going to embark on a journey of shadow work. I'm going to be 444. I'm going to build that stability, that consistency within myself. And I feel that in those upcoming weeks, Like I said, 7 to 21st, I feel it's going to be crucial for this collective. I feel like they're really going to show you certain shadows of yours. You're going to have that aha moment, how much you don't have boundaries, how much you do things that you don't want to do or you're not comfortable doing, just because someone pushes you to do it, or someone tells you that it's going to be good for you, or do you know what I mean? I'm looking at those sunflowers. Maybe you like them. Maybe it's a sign for some of you, sunflowers. But they're flower of transformation. I feel like they're really wanting to give you an opportunity, because this eclipse now that will happen is sort of a double-sided. So on one hand, there's going to be energy that will push us to remove certain things, certain patterns from our life. But on the other hand, we're going to be faced with energy that will pull us towards the northern nodes, our northern nodes, our destined nodes, where we're going, what we come here to do, right? So I feel like you're really going to be entering this mindset that, you know what, maybe it's because I was in so much pain and longing and anxiety that I was keep attracting karmic connections. Maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I need to find, that passion and joy for life, love aside, who I am outside of love. And it's beautiful, and it's absolutely, there's nothing wrong, like us women and men as well, we crave relationships, and there's no shame. It's this toxic feminism that tells you that it's shameful to want to fall in love with a man and nurture him and take care of him and create a household and where he's going to feel safe. And it's the true divine union, feminine and masculine energy. It doesn't take away. And it's funny how that toxic feminism criticizes that approach, but feminism is about equality. So if feminine and masculine traits are equal, why are you as a feminist subconsciously shaming the feminine qualities, right? So where feminism is about being able to, more than anything, worshiping women, but be able to choose what you want for yourself. And if what you want for yourself is to be that wife, be that the one that's going to take care for someone, love someone and nurture someone, that's wonderful, it's beautiful. All we need to ensure is that you're going to find a true divine masculine partner, that you're going to set those boundaries, that you're going to do that shadow work, that you're going to love yourself enough to choose a partner that will not treat you as a servant and take advantage of you, but really appreciate you for your femininity. But you need to find your spark in life, this collective. Because if you think about this, true divine masculine, true real man, he wants an equal partner. He doesn't want yes, in physical life, feminine is submissive because we rule in the spirit realm, right? We're connected to God, to the void, to the unknown. And the role of the masculine is to protect us in the physical world. Ergo, we are to some degree submissive to them in a true divine union. That video is definitely not for toxic feminists, because they're not going to understand that, and it's caused by wounding my universal truth, right? If you want to know more about divine union and law, I had a divine law section on my website. You can read about this. But again, true divine masculine, he's not going to want to be with a woman who will without him be no one. Because true divine masculine, he cherishes freedom, he cherishes his independence. So he will be your protector, he will be your provider, but you have to have your own spark in life. You have to have your own mission. You have to look towards God, your mission, your self-love. True divine feminine is not a doormat, is not a people pleaser. It doesn't sacrifice herself for the sake of others. It's distortion. It's not how love looks like. And I feel like you really need to release that karmic pattern. I'm hearing it maybe also from past lives, that you really need to find that spark within, what you want to do, what you're passionate about. True men really appreciate that with women, that sense of purpose, a sense of mission, independence as well. Do you know what I mean? I want to do a couple of these for you to finish up, but I don't feel it's very rough for this collective, right? They're really going to give you an opportunity to start something new, to start something fresh, to have different outlook on certain things. Those boundaries will be shown to you, right? So just follow the lead for your guys. Focus on finding your own spark, get excited about shadow work. Commit to something. That would be my advice for you as well for this collective. So remember, I've mentioned to you how you can do shadow work, either through oracles, for working with someone, self-work, self-help, whatever, exercises you find, whatever, right? Find something that you feel resonates with you and just do it. Make a plan for that month of September. So let's say it's like, okay, I feel guided. You will feel it in your heart to embark on a shadow work session. I'm going to go for one session and then I'm going to journal and do exercises and whatever. Or if you're not ready for a session, I'm going to, maybe there's a book that you've been wanting to buy. Maybe there's something they may show you something as well, but make sure you make that commitment and you get excited about this. Your life for you. Month of September. I don't want to hear about love. I don't want to hear about dating. I don't want to hear about men or women, whoever you're attracted to. You. It's you. It's you that we need. And more. All right. What do we have? Really nice energy. We have forgiveness. You are now able to achieve the power of love in order to release past hurts. Confirmation. We mentioned this, remember? So keep that in your mind. You're not going to be able to attract true, real love as long as you do not forgive yourself for your past mistakes and your ex-partners. You really have to release. You really have to heal your heart. Spontaneity, you move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. I feel that you are very much, it's like you want to structure in life, you want to plan your life. Maybe you're a Virgo. When we are unhealed, I'm a Virgo too. We tend to do this when we are unhealed, obsessed with plan, and the spontaneity is very much needed. I feel like you never thought in your life that you would consider not getting in a relationship, and I want you to try to do this in the month of September. To really, no dating, no men, no thinking about love, me. I want to fall in love with myself. And whatever you're going to be doing, decide and make a plan for the shadow work. But everything else, go with the flow. Embrace the spontaneity. Don't make plans. Wake up in a Saturday. What am I going to do today? Oh, the weather is nice. Maybe I'm going to go for a walk. Maybe I'm going to go for a hike. Be with yourself. And I'm hearing even with yourself, because I feel there's something in that group of friends for most of you that may be like sort of pulling you into that toxicity. So consider that. That's your spontaneity. We have compassion as well. I feel like this is self-compassion because it landed on that devil, on those boundaries. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. Remember, we've mentioned that you had some sort of a revelation that maybe it's you, maybe you attract these partners, right? And it's a double-sided sword. Confirmation. We got to be careful with these things, because on one hand, I always say this, as we start healing, fingers on us. It's me. What did I do? Why did I allow this? What shadows within me attracted that situation, right? So it's very important, but we cannot go overboard towards that emotion. Oh my God, it's all me. I'm horrible. It's all my fault. I'm going to end up alone because I have all these shadows. Don't go there, right? Have compassion towards yourself. It may come through because it came to my mind, and it is that eclipse season, but have compassion towards you. There's nothing wrong with you. We all have shadows. We all have traumas. There's someone out there that will love you exactly for who you are, but you need to learn to love them for who they are, not for what they give to you. You need to be prepared for that soulmate energy, right? So find that compassion through that forgiveness to your exes and to your karmic partners, for forgiveness to self, that's what you attracted. You find that compassion within. really come from a place of love. It also comes from the healing heart that we mentioned, remember? And we have friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. Remember what we said, that you're not able to do this because you don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. This is why I want you to hermit. No friends, no you on your own. Maybe some solo travel. I'm hearing I always say the solo travel is a transformative thing. Everyone, every person, my universal truth, should embark and go for at least 1 week of a solo vacation with no one, because this is where you really get up and you really feel, what do I really love doing? Maybe I don't really like hiking. I was doing it because my children like doing that. Or maybe I don't really like snorkeling that much. I was doing it because it was something that I shared in common with my partner. Whatever that is, when you are on your own, you really start to see the rhythm that you enjoy. Do I like to sleep in? Do I like to get up? Do I like the beach? Do I like to be active? Where would I even go? What do I want to do? What do I want to eat? Do you know what I mean? It gives us this freedom, and this freedom to get to know ourselves, our truth, to romanticize ourselves. And when we live that way for a very long time and we anchor ourselves in this energy, believe me, you won't even have to worry that you're going to attract karmic relationship, because you're not going to want to spend time, even friends, with anyone who doesn't resonate with your ultimate truths, with what you want to do. You will want to prefer to do it on your own because you will love yourself. And I feel you need that energy. All right. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you an amazing eclipse season. If you've enjoyed it, please like, follow, share, comment. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or sign up for a session. You're doing amazing. Just remember, you are here for more. You're ready for more. So don't compare yourself to how other people live their life. Most people settle. Most people are in denial. Most people are not conscious of their own shortcomings, their own shadows. They're not ready nor willing to do any kind of work. You're ready for more. Stop comparing.